Hey everybody, we're here at the Quick Start in Los Angeles, and we're going to do the questions of the week here. Lynette Wolff is holding the camera. You know this guy. This is Brian Wolff, one half of the Wolff couple.
Yeah, the Wolff couple.
So what kind of questions do we have this week?
All right, we got some questions here, Ron. They're pretty exciting. Okay, the first question comes from Dale Hunter, Baltimore, Maryland.
Hey Dale.
He's talking about buying an REO property. I've made multiple offers on REO properties in my area. I can't seem to get them accepted by the banks. I've had several agents tell me the banks will not accept an option or assignment offers. Do you have any suggestions to help me out getting these offers?
Banks are correct. To put in an offer that involves assigning to a bank is a waste of everybody's energy. We don't do that. We don't do options to bank. And honestly, Dale, the way to answer your question is to get yourself to the Quick Start School, which I just went over everything I just spent the whole afternoon discussing everything you just discussed. There's an art to making offers on bank-owned properties, and by the way, every time we go to Baltimore, we buy houses, and we don't have any trouble finding killer deals there. But there is a science to it, and there's a process. So get to the Quick Start School, because that takes me 4 hours to answer that question here.
Part of the world of buying ugly houses and REOs, you're going to be working with real estate agents. And it's not a bad idea to have more than one real estate agent potentially on your team. If you do short sales, it's good to have a short sales specialist. If you're submitting a bunch of offers to REOs, it's good to have somebody who specializes in that, knows exactly what they're doing. Maybe you are making some simple mistake in your offers.
Most people do.
Yeah.
Probably offering the wrong kind of properties, maybe even in the wrong areas, probably not even using an REO agent, all of these things. And you got to learn what offers, what properties to pull out to make offers on. And again, we can't do that here. That's literally 4 hours.
So Dale has one more question.
Right.
Can you assign the HUD contracts? Would HUD allow you to put it under an LLC?
No, you cannot assign a contract with any government institution.
Okay, Jamal from Texas, Jamal Abraham, he has a question. Hi, if a home is completely handicap accessible, would it be harder to sell to normal terms buyers? Also, if someone has a VA loan on their home, can they sell their home with seller financing?
If they have a VA loan, they can sell it with seller financing, and the VA will not call the loan due. It's in the VA docs. Go on va.gov and you'll see it yourself. Can they sell it with yeah, I would offer it as is if it was handicap accessible, and very fact might attract a handicap buyer. I mean, anybody who is not needing it can easily fix it if they don't want to use it like it is.
And that's a feature. I mean, that's a feature other homes don't have. If you actually, I'd put that in the ad as handicap accessible.
Me too.
Also, guys, with the VA loans, just remember if they use their VA benefits on a loan and leave it in their name, there is potentially an issue with them wanting to use those VA benefits on another loan. So, you know, you have to understand that.
Most people who will sell their house with owner financing are probably not going to go get another VA loan anyway.
Okay, now this question is from Kevin Arrow, Delaware. He's in PPG, Ron.
We know Kevin.
Yep. This is Kevin from Delaware. I attended the Quick Start Real Estate School in December 2015. My question is, since my state has high transfer tax at 3%, and the average price in my area is $250,000 to $500,000, I have buying properties under my lease option terms. Is there a better way for asset protection, or is there a way to use trust without the heavy transfer tax each time?
No. If you're going to buy it, Kevin, you've got to pay the transfer tax. So if you're buying it, it's going into a trust. If you lease option it, there is no transfer tax. So I think you already knew the answer to that question. You just wanted us to mention your name on this text, didn't you?
I talked to Kevin a lot on the phone and through email, and Kevin's a very bright go-getter, and he's out there doing it.
Which is why I knew he already knew the answers to his own question.
And that's the real thing. If you're looking at whether or not to do owner financing or subject to versus sandwich lease purchase is the cheapest closing you can do. And depending on the transfer taxes in your state, you may want to really go that way like Kevin.
Yeah.
Florida.
If I live in a state with 3% transfer tax, I'd be heavily in lease options.
Yeah.
They got to have a lot of equity to get me paid 3%.
So the next question is from Isaiah Fowler, Fairborn, Georgia. I know how the contract we use in our state has the tenant buyer responsible for all repairs. Now, here is my question. If the payment is PITI, if something happens to the home, are they able to use the insurance that's on the property or just pay the deductible, or do they have to come out of pocket?
Who has to come out of pocket? You
Like the
understand?
buyer, yeah, like if the lease purchase buyers
Okay.
is required through our contract to do all the repairs and
Yes.
maintenance on the property.
Correct.
But if something happened really bad, like it burnt down, you're going to use the insurance, even if it was partially burned or at some
Yeah.
huge damage. Then sometimes you will have
In
to.
a case
use
like that, though,
insurance.
the seller's going to have to be brought in if it's a major repair like that. Because number one, the seller's got to sign off on the check, and so does the bank before it even gets to the tenant buyer. Your tenant buyer agreement states that if it's too bad, they can move if they want to. It's case by case. You tell me what the damages were and how much they cost, and maybe we'll be able to answer that. But the tenant buyer is not going to have to come out of pocket on major damages like that.
Right.
Or if they want to fix something, that doesn't come under insurance, then they will have to come out of pocket.
I'll tell you, if something, like the garage door got hit by the car and the whole garage door is broken and stuff, and it's like somewhat over the deductible, that's what we're on, case by case basis. But just be aware that every time you make a claim against a property, that's kept on record. And sometimes your agent you'll buy a new property and you'll say, wait, why is the insurance kind of high on this one? Because that property has a record of repairs.
In your example, if the tenant buyer smashes the car door, they're going to fix it out of their pocket.
Yeah.
I mean the garage door.
Right.
Or the car door.
Okay, guys, this is Donna Thomas from Michigan. Hello, Donna. She was at Business Management and our Lisa Deeds boot camp. The little redhead, remember her? Subject to closing at title company in Michigan. Have several questions regarding this. What docs should I use to show takeover of the two mortgages? The P&S?
Purchase and sale agreement. It's an agreement you always use to buy subject to.
Well, she's saying something about the attorney wants an option and she's unable
There's no option when I'm buying it. I'm getting the deed. The attorney doesn't understand the situation. You're going to have the seller deed it to you into a land trust.
Okay, perfect. And the next one is Darren Dixie from Lawrence, Georgia. Lease options and selling fast. Within a matter of weeks, I got a couple houses signed up for lease option. I have until March 1st to have my tenant be selected and screened. Can you refresh me on a few ways to get the house sold on a lease option quickly?
Sure. Number one, get signs out pointing to the house.
Yes.
Number two, get a sign in front of the house that says lease purchase, no bank qualifying. Number three, get ads on Craigslist and every single ad site that you can find where you live. Make sure you set up our IVR, interactive voice response system, to take the calls. If you don't, you're going to take all those junk calls yourself. And one of those two's got to happen. That probably will get your house done right then and there.
Yeah, we have a program we call Sell the First Weekend, and we do a huge open house. It's like an open house on steroids. So we like open house.
More complicated than we're going to answer here.
Yeah, but I mean, you can just put up balloons and get people out there. We call it, just blitz the marketing. But the biggest thing is signs. The biggest thing that's going to sell your house is
Pointer signs.
Yeah, it's getting 20 to 50 signs out there on the first weekend.
Okay, this is Keith Ferris from Cleveland, Ohio. I haven't heard anything about buying vacation homes. Many times people will spend enough in a week to cover the monthly mortgage.
Right.
Do your students seek these out? Seems like to get an awesome cash flow. What are the disadvantages?
We have a few people who do vacation homes. They must be done in an area that will attract people on vacation. And I'm having a hard time seeing Cleveland as one of those areas. But maybe on the lake. Maybe on the lake, yeah. All right, and that's another whole craft. Vacation homes can be done by leasing the property from the seller. You don't have to buy them.
That's right.
And then use VRBO, vacation by owner, vacation rental by owner. That's
Yes.
how they're all done, and it does most of the work. But yeah, it's a viable cash flow machine, but you better take time to learn the ropes a little bit before you plunge into that.
You definitely have to find the right property, and it has to be something that doesn't have a huge off season, something that you feel like you're going to definitely be able to make your money back.
The longer the season, the better.
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually, we're looking for a place right now down in Jacksonville to be closer to Ron. and
That's
local.
right. We're trying to get a condo on Jacksonville Beach. And
I'll tell
That
you
would
one
be a
of the
good vacation.
Yeah, and one of the things we're running into, guys, is you have to make sure with the CC&Rs of the building or wherever you're buying that they allow weekly rentals.
Yes.
Because a lot of these must rent it for 6 months at a time. So that's another little twist
There's
on
a
there.
lot of twists. Anyway, that's the best we can do for this conversation.
Ron, would you want to use our little vacation rental on Jacksonville Beach if we get one?
You and Beth will come.
Do I want to rent it?
No, would you want to come use it for free?
Absolutely. When she kicks me out, I'll go out there. Alton Jones from California, Michelle, and Jeannie from Northern California, all mentors. Look, we got a whole bunch of mentors here.
Yes.
Go ahead and ask the question that we need to get on here. What is it? We're having trouble with our FISBO lead service. People are wondering how many people are going to be calling the same leads. Is that it?
Yes, that was the question.
All right, this is California.
Yes, actually,
listen.
the question is, as a newbie, since there are hundreds of us getting the same leads from Los Angeles County Fiscal Lead Service
Hundreds
on
of
the
you.
Gold Club, what would you suggest as a way to assess these leads are the source?
Well, we did a little bit of research, and here's what we found out. We only have 276 Gold Club members in the entire state of California. You do not need to worry about competition. Besides, even if several people are calling the same leads at the same time, it doesn't matter. Almost never will you ever run across them. Why don't you call the leads and let them worry about you? You don't need to be worried about them. It's the person that's got the seller on the telephone at the time the seller is ready to make a decision. That's the only thing that matters.
Yes, and people pick different counties, and whenever we come to the events, everybody turns in leads for us to call, and it's almost never where we'll see a same lead from two students.
All right. So I hope that answers your question. Okay, that's enough for this week, guys. Hey, listen, you still got a few weeks left to get to the summit. If you haven't registered for the summit yet, get your butt on there and register. RES 2016. You don't want to miss that. That's where all the smart people are going to be on February the 24th. They're coming from all over North America. It's very inexpensive. Call our office right now. I'll tell you what, call them right now, tell them Ron sent you, and see if they can give you a deal. And I'll tell you what, I'll call them, I'll tell them, if anybody calls and says Ron sent to get me a deal, I'll make sure that they give you a deal and give you some money off. Office number is 800-567-6128. 800-567-6128. Get registered right now. See you next week.
And Lynette and I will see you there too.
This is Lynette. She couldn't stand us doing a video without her being in it.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.